guys, what's up? So, it's been a while since I made a video. I'm sorry about that. My finals week came up and before finals week came up and everything just got a little too overwhelming. I just couldn't make a video. So this is the first time that I've made a video in like a while. I think I filmed my reaction video like maybe 2 weeks ago, but video before that it had been like probably a month and a half at least before I'd filmed a video. So I'm filming a video, and the reason I'm filming a video is because I got this lipstick in the mail today and I put it on jokingly. So I was like, hey kid, look at my new lipstick, do you like it? And he was like, yeah, what is that, pewter? It's kind of cool. I literally just put it on like when I got it. There was no mirror involved or anything. Then I went into the bathroom and I like fixed it, and I had no other makeup on. So I was just putting on lipstick with like a blank red face, and then I realized that I kind of liked it, so I was like, might as well put on the rest of my makeup so I don't look stupid walking around with just lipstick and no other makeup on. So I put on that makeup, and I did it all backwards because you're not supposed to put on lipstick first, it's supposed to go on last, but you know what? Fuck it, right? Then I got all my makeup on, which is, it's completely wrong and whatever, but it looks kind of cool, like my wings are kind of even and everything. And I put on all my makeup and I'm like, I don't want to go to Walmart, I want to film a video. So that's what I'm doing. Phoenix is kind of angry at the world because it's pretty freaking cold outside and he does not like it because he is an outside dog, so he's in there barking because he got put inside because he was whining outside because it was cold. There's just no pleasing him. So today's video is going to be the start of my new series called Teacher Horror Stories Paige's Edition, because I don't want to be like egotistical like that and say that I'm the only person that's ever made a Teacher's Horror Stories series, because who knows? I'm sure there's a lot of other people. Hopefully there's no other Pages, because then that would make me sound egotistical too, like I'm the only Paige in the world that has horror stories about teachers. But trust me when I say I have a substantially large amount of teacher horror stories, and I'm going to do myself a favor and not talk about any of my teachers that I currently have until I'm graduated. So we're gonna start at teachers from a young age, but I'm definitely not gonna do it in chronological order. I'm just gonna start with the worst one, like by far, that I remember the most, and he like sticks in my head every time that I think of like something that happened that was just like terrible. This is that guy, okay? I'm not saying that my other teachers' horror stories aren't as bad. We're gonna just say that this is the worst guy teacher that I've ever had.
Before college, that is.
But the woman teachers, the stack of them that there is, and just the amount of crap that they've done to me, it is substantially worse than anything that this guy did. But I think I just think of him more because of the things in specific that he did. They happen to me a lot, so every single time that that thing happens, I just like think of him because, you know, it's hard not to do that. So yeah, might as well just get right into it, right? So there are two main things that this teacher did to me, and we're gonna go with the least horrible one first, because the second one is definitely horrible. And like, I never feel like anyone's reaction to this story is just substantial enough, because I think people think that I'm like making it up, but I really am not. Like, it really happened and it just like scarred me for life, okay? And I'm really not exaggerating. Like, it really did. Every single time that somebody brings it up, I'm just like, that happened to me and it hurt, okay? So the first thing, this guy was my science teacher, and I love science. Science is like my favorite thing in the world, and like, he didn't make me hate science or anything, so that's a positive.
He definitely did nothing to add to it though.
But he did dislike me, which I don't know why teachers hate me, but they do. And so this guy didn't like me, and he, for some reason, hated people who yawn loudly. Like, any kind of noise whatsoever that came out of your mouth while you were yawning, he thought that was so rude and disrespectful and like completely interruptive and whatever. And like, I had never even thought about it before. Like, I always yawn, and like sometimes when I'm yawning, I like make a noise and I'm just like, whoa, like like that. Like, I don't know. I just never even, like, whenever I was a kid, like, you don't think about stuff like that. Like, nobody had ever said anything to me about it. And I didn't realize that I did it, like, in class or something. I just always did it. And I just didn't hear myself doing it. Like, I knew that I did it, like, whenever I wake up and stuff. But I didn't know that I did it in front of other people, like, while things were going on. It was just something that happened. And I was just kind of, like, oblivious to, you know? So, supposedly, I yawned very loudly all the time in his class. Actually, I don't know if it was even all the time. I think the one time that I did it, he like called me out on it. And basically, he was teaching class or something and I yawned. And he literally like stopped what he was doing. And he interrupted the whole class, gave me a lecture about how rude and disrespectful that is, right? And then I had him during the summer for driver's ed. He's the one that taught me driver's ed during the summer. And I guess I supposedly yawned and did this exact thing. And it was like a year or two after I'd ever had him, or maybe like 4 or 5 years after I had him. I was in high school by this time because I was like 17. I think I was almost a junior.
Yes, I was 17 whenever I took driver's ed because I decided to take it later. And yes, I was taking it with a bunch of 15-year-olds.
And so the first time I had him, I was in junior high, so middle school. And then the second time I had him, it was for driver's ed. And I guess I did it while like the cop was there, like teaching us like the legalities of like whatever they teach in driver's ed. I don't know, I can't remember. But I supposedly yawned loudly while he was there. And he said after the cop left that that was so disrespectful because that was a police officer and blah blah blah. And like in front of the whole class, mind you.
So as I'm sitting here editing this, I remembered that I actually only yawned with my mouth open when the cop was there, and that's what warranted me getting a lecture and yelled at in front of the entire class of 15-year-olds.
He wasn't just doing this just like one-on-one, like after class or something. He talked about this in front of the whole class both times. And I'm just like, dude, like get over yourself. I yawned one time aloud, like my bad. I didn't do it on purpose. It's not like I was trying to draw attention to myself. It's just something that I do every once in a while. Like, what the hell? You don't have to be such a freak about it, you know? So he did that in driver's ed and in middle school and like made this huge freaking scene about it and just like embarrassed the crap out of me. It's not like I was doing it on purpose. It was just something that I sometimes do whenever I yawn, because I don't yawn and always make noises, just sometimes. And so both times it like mortified me, okay? So then the second thing that he did that was completely terrible, and I still have no idea like why anyone is humanly capable of freaking doing this to another human being and like literally not even caring at all. Like he didn't care at all. That's the whole thing, is like he literally said nothing about it. I just can't even imagine. Oh, by the way, we're gonna call him Mr. Pepper. That's not his real name, but that's what we're gonna call him. So Mr. Pepper is like in his classroom. This is during middle school. We're back to middle school. And he's handing back papers, right? So in school, whenever I was in middle school, I have extreme ADD and ADHD or whatever. And I have never been one to pay attention all that thoroughly. So the teacher wasn't even teaching anything. Mr. Pepper was handing back papers. So it's not like I was supposed to be paying attention, right? I'm sitting in class and I'm just like doodling or like writing something down. I was probably honestly writing notes down because everybody else gets done with their notes and I'm still like 15 minutes later writing down what's on the board because I'm slow as shit because I have freaking ADD. So I'm sitting here like doing something on my paper, like looking down, and he's handing back papers. So he walks up to my desk, handing me back something, and it's just like a single piece of paper. And I guess I didn't look at him when he walked up to my desk, which is probably rude in Mr. Pepper's mind. So Mr. Pepper says, "Paige," like really loudly and like get your attention, like you're in trouble, okay? So I like instantly look up, like shit, what did I do? Like, what did I do? So I'm sitting here and I look up and he flicks the piece of paper into my face, okay? Who does that, right? You yell at somebody to get their attention and then you flick something in their face? Like, that's just messed up. That's what a freaking toddler would do to their sister or something. Like, what? Why would you do that? So he does that, right? Guess where the paper hits me. It gets right into my eye. Literally, like, I look up and then he flicks it and it hits me straight in the eye because I had no time to react, because as soon as he said my name and I looked up, the paper was already in the air flying towards my eyeball. So like, I had no chance to react to that. So I'm sitting here and I just got freaking sliced through the eyeball with a piece of paper. Like, obviously he saw me because he was standing there like waiting for my reaction. And I just like instantly, like, tears start streaming out of my eyes because I just got a paper cut in my eyeball. Like, it hit my eye. So this dude just stands there, stares at me, and I'm like, tears streaming down my face. And he's like, pay attention, and walks off. I'm just like, what? Mr. Pepper, like, you just cut my eye. Like, who does that and then doesn't even care? What? So this guy literally just cut me in the eyeball, had no reaction to it, and never even apologized or anything. And then he just walks off and acts like it didn't even happen. And I'm like sitting there crying because my eye is like, you can't just get a paper cut in your eye and then not have tears streaming down your face. It's not possible. So I'm sitting there and I'm like, I'm going to the nurse's office. And so I like leave and go to the nurse's office because this dude just literally cut my eye. And he doesn't even say anything. He doesn't apologize. He doesn't say anything at all. He never even acknowledged that it happened. And I'm just like, what the hell? So now, every time somebody talks about getting a paper cut, I just instantly like think of that. And I know that sounds like over dramatic, but it was just like so scarring to me that a teacher, mind you, a person that's supposed to care about your well-being and your future, like intentionally did it. He wasn't intentionally trying to give me a paper cut in my eyeball, but he was intentionally trying to flick paper into my face, which is obviously not okay. And he didn't even care. Like, didn't even apologize. Didn't even acknowledge that it happened. I even went to the nurse's office and he still never even acknowledged that it happened. Psycho! Psycho, Mr. Pepper. You are psycho. So, yeah, that happened. So now every time that I yawn out loud, the first time scarred me, but like, I got over it quickly because I was younger and more
Resilient is the word that you're looking for, Paige. Resilient.
less affected by what people said. The second time scarred me a little bit more because I was older and I actually paid attention to what adults told me more so than I did whenever I was a child.
And I actually expected them to act like civilized human beings.
But either way, both things scarred me, and now I just like, teachers are so mean and they don't care, and it makes me so mad sometimes. Like, I don't know if I've said this before, but my other stories are gonna be even more insane and scary and just radical than this one. But that was just the first story of probably at least 25 stories that are gonna come in this series. So that's my story. If you liked it, make sure you click the thumbs up. I will be doing more teacher horror story videos because I'm making this into a series. They will come in the future. Either way, whether you guys really like it or not, just because I feel like people need to know about the suffrage that I've suffered through. That doesn't even make any sense, Paige. Oh, goodness. But I like telling people, and so getting pity for myself and how mean teachers have been to me. I'm just kidding. That story is like, it's just the start, honestly. I mean, I can see where people just think that I'm being ridiculous on that one, but the other ones, I don't know if you'll find those just as ridiculous. But if you have any comments, questions, concerns, conundrums, feedback, or just something that you want to tell me, make sure you put it in the comments below. I love getting your guys' feedback. And if you guys have any teacher horror stories, or if this made you like think of something, or a time when you got a horrible paper cut, make sure you put it down there. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel, because I'm going to actually be putting out a new video every week now. I haven't been putting out videos because I was in school and overwhelmed and suffering from horrible stress and everything, but now I'm going to be making videos, so I hope you guys are looking forward to that, and I'm sorry for being a slacker. I will see you guys next week with a new video. Love you guys. Bye.